So I'm going to read a bit of the Brothers Grimm for you. And today we are going to read the Musicians of Bremen. Now, not a lot of pictures in this story, so if you want to illustrate some of the images that are coming to your mind as I read this, I would love to see them, and you can just send those to our Gmail. All right, let's get started here. The Musicians of Bremen. The sun had just sunk below the horizon when the rooster began to crow from the top of his coop. His mournful cries sent the whole farmyard into confusion. "Is it morning already?" asked the cat, lifting her sleepy head. "It's not even night yet," said the dog. "Why are you crowing at this time of day?" asked the donkey, looking out of the shed. "I'm crowing for the last time," exclaimed the rooster sadly. "Earlier, I overheard the farmer telling his wife to throw me in the cooking pot tomorrow." The animals were shocked. "Who do these people think they are? They treat us like animals," they exclaimed. "The farmer is always kicking me and calling me lazy," said the dog. "And he hits me as if I don't pull his cart fast enough," added the donkey. "His wife is mean too," said the cat. "She wants to get rid of me because I'd rather curl up by the fire than go out to catch mice." The four creatures stared angrily at the farmhouse, where the farmer and his wife were just sitting down to their evening meal. "We don't want to put up with this anymore," declared the donkey. "Let's run away to Bremen and join the town musicians." "What a good idea," said the rooster. "You can sing the bass, the dog can sing tenor, and the cat and I can sing soprano." The others agreed. So they watched and waited until the lights in the farmhouse were turned out. Then, in the dead of night, they stole out of the farm, crept down the lane, and into the moonlit forest. Wow, it sounds like these animals are about to go on an adventure. I don't know about those farmers. They don't seem so nice. The animals walked deeper and deeper into the forest until they came to a small clearing. "Perhaps we should rest here," suggested the donkey. So he and the dog laid down underneath a tree, and while the cat curled up in the crook of a low branch, and the rooster found a perch right at the top. "Can you see Bremen from up here?" the dog said hopefully. The rooster scanned the horizon. "Nope," he called down, "but I can see a light up ahead, and it's coming from a cottage. Let's see if people there might offer us some shelter for the night," said the donkey. "It is rather cold out here," said the cat. "Perhaps they will let us sit by their fire. And maybe they'll give us something to eat," added the dog, with his stomach growling. So they made their way to the cottage. The donkey, being the tallest and bravest of the animals, peered in at the window to see what was going on. "What can you see?" asked the rooster. "Well, there's a big table spread with all kinds of delicious food and drink," he replied. "And there's some mean-looking men sitting around it counting big sacks of money." If only it was us inside of there instead of them," said the dog. You can see the little animals going through the forest. "It can be," said the donkey. "I've got an idea." He gathered the animals into a huddle and told them of his plan. Then he stood at the window on his hind legs and with his front hoofs propped up on the ledge. Following his instructions, the dog climbed up the donkey's shoulder, the cat jumped onto the dog's back, and the rooster flew up to the perch on the top of the cat's head. They all held their breath, trying to keep their balance until the donkey gave the signal. "Now sing!" The donkey brayed, the dog howled, the cat yowled, and the rooster crowed, all at the top of their lungs. The noise was so loud that it shattered the glass, and the animals burst through the window. Here's a little picture of them singing, but I would love to see what you guys come up with. The men who were robbers leaped from their seats. "Ah, we're being attacked by a four-headed monster," one of them screamed. "Run for your lives!" yelled another. They shot out of the house and dived for cover in the undergrowth among the trees. The animals made themselves comfortable in the cottage and started to eat the robbers' feast. When they had eaten and drunk their fill, they found a nice place to sleep. The cat settled for a rug in front of the fire. The dog laid down on the mat by the door. The donkey found a soft pile of straw out in the yard, while the rooster flew up onto the roof. Before long, they were all sound asleep. Hiding out in the forest, the robbers began to feel cold and uncomfortable. The chief robber said, "Perhaps we shouldn't have been so hasty. I'm going to go back and see what's happening in there." He crept to the cottage and tiptoed inside. It was so dark. He stubbed his toe on the table leg and woke the cat. Amid the gloom, he saw the cat's eyes shining by the fireplace and thought that the last glowing embers of the fire. So he crouched down to light a match from them. The cat didn't take kindly to being poked in the eye. She flew up at his face, spitting and scratching. The robber jumped back in terror and tripped over the dog, who sank his teeth into the man's leg. As the robber stumbled blindly out into the yard, the donkey booted him in the backside with his hind legs. The man yelped in pain, and the donkey brayed back at him. All the commotion woke up the rooster, who flew down from the roof in a flurry of feathers, crowing a blood-curdling cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Scared out of his wits, the robber ran straight back to the gang. "What happened?" they asked. "First, a witch spat at me and then scratched me with her talons," he told them. "Then I was stabbed by a knife-wielding fiend. After that, a big black beast beat me with a club, and a bloodthirsty vampire flew after me, screeching, 'I'll get you, I'll get you.' I only just managed to fight them off." The robbers never dared to go near the cottage again. In fact, they left the forest that very night and never returned. They left so much food and money that the animals lived the rest of their lives in luxury. They ate, slept, and sang whenever they wanted, but they never did make it to Bremen. And there's a little doggy and the cat. What a nice ending. I'm happy the animals, got their own little home. All right, see you next time for story time.